Hodu Hashem Kitov Kili Lam Chasron. This day of Yom Yerushalayim. This day when we celebrate just the most incredible and beautiful miracle of the reunification of the eternal capital of Klal Yisrael. There are things that we take for granted. And we take for granted that in Eretz Hashem, we could just go to the Kosel if we want to. We take for granted that you could walk down the beautiful streets of Mamila. We take for granted that you could go out for dinner in Yerushalayim. We take for granted that we could live in Yerushalayim. But remember again, this is a miracle that for Klal Yisrael is, in the context of our national history, very recent. Very recent. You know, for Klal Yisrael, recent is within the last 500 years. The last 500 years, and it's like yesterday. That's how it works for us. So for us, we're used to it because many of us never grew up without the unified Yerushalayim. But there are many in this room who, Baruch Hashem, I have no doubt remember when Yerushalayim was a divided city. Now remember, Yerushalayim was never a divided city. It was never divided spiritually. Because spiritually, it was always whole and always resided in the heart of every single Jew. But it was divided geographically. And Baruch Hashem, to celebrate this incredible miracle. And even though, again, you might say to yourself, well, there are still parts of Yerushalayim that it's difficult for Jews to enter, or still parts of Yerushalayim that maybe we don't have the ability to live in freely. Remember that it's important to understand, while that's a reality, you know, the words of Harabayas Biadenu are not just a historical statement, but Yerushalayim still, as Rav Tzvi Yehuda HaKohen Kook wrote, there's Riboniyut Yehudit, there's Jewish autonomy. There's Jewish rulership, there's Jewish authority. So it's important to understand that even on the Harabayas itself, it's our soldiers, it's our police officers who are there. Okay, there's whatever the arrangement is. But it's important to understand at the end of the day, who is in control. It's important to understand that, and that's us. And that's us. After 2,000 years of someone else controlling the gates, we control the gates. So literally, again, it's biadenu. And that is nothing short of miraculous. So we are Zocha Baruch Hashem and Sammy on behalf of the shul. Thank you for the beautiful and uplifting halal. So beautiful. So again, however, I always say all these days, however you say halal, you don't say halal, with a bracha, not a bracha. Okay, I don't understand it how a yid can't say halal. I don't understand it. It blows my mind, and I don't understand how it's said without a bracha. But all right, that's my own that's my own thing. Whatever you want to do, just make sure to go and express your hakaras hatov to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in some way, shape, or form, because this is a day of incredible, incredible miracles. And it's also important for us to understand that as citizens of this country of the United States of America, which although it is gullus for us, it is still a country that has given us more than any other diaspora existence. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day, a day in which we remember America's fallen, in which we remember again all of those brave men and women who have given their lives in defense of our liberties. You know, the big difference between, there are many differences between America and Eretz Yisrael, but you know, in Eretz Yisrael, you know, you can't walk three feet without seeing a soldier. So the idea that there are young men and women who are moser nefesh in Eretz Yisrael, that literally, again, they don the holiest uniform that exists, which is the uniform of the Israel Defense Forces. They don it, and they're moser nefesh, so you can't miss it. Like you can't. In America, when was the last time you saw someone in uniform? You know, when the armory was by 7-Eleven on Rice Sound Road. So it used to happen to be like 7-Eleven coffee is very good. You know, so you used to go, sometimes you'd see people in uniform. Now that they closed it down, you don't really see anyone there. So, you know, America's wars are fought thousands of miles away. So we often don't see the servicemen and women, unless, of course, you happen to know them. But they're there. And they're fighting, I'm sure, like in every corner of the globe, protecting our liberties, protecting our security, giving us the freedom to do exactly this, to sit and to learn, to sit in the worship, the ability to safeguard all of the incredible freedoms we have in this country. So it's really important to take the opportunity to express our hakaras hatov to this great nation with all of its flaws, like everything in this world has its flaws. But this is a great nation. This is a great country that has given us something that no other diaspora has. And we must have tremendous hakaras hatov. And for those brave men and women who literally give everything to secure our liberties, people who they will never meet, people they'll never know, we owe them a debt of gratitude beyond words. You know, I saw if you go on YouTube, you can see it's actually quite moving. President Trump was at the graduation for West Point. And the Vice President Vance, was at the Naval Academy. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring to watch these young men and women who are making such idealistic choices to defend our country, to defend our liberties. And the remarks of the president and the vice president were actually quite beautiful. They recognized a couple of outstanding soldiers. It was really very moving. It's Kedai. It's Kedai. Everybody watches enough junk on YouTube anyway. Might as well watch something good. Might as well watch something meaningful, right? It's 3 minutes, really beautiful and really inspiring. And more than their statements, it's inspiring to see a new generation. You know, so often the young people we see are the empty-headed, vacuous nothings who are rallying on college campuses, right? Who literally are a waste of space. Ribono Shel Olam should just take back that energy and reallocate it somewhere else because it's ridiculous. But we don't see that there's a whole other young generation of idealistic Americans who actually understand what makes this country great, who actually appreciate the gift of living here, who actually appreciate what it means to be an American and are not spoiled, entitled, brainless masses of glob who just literally, again, forsake every single bracha that we have in this great country. We often get like our screens are flooded with one segment of young America. It's so important to see that there is another segment, and they're great, and they're great, and they're holy, and they're beautiful, and they're strong, and they're idealistic. And when you watch it, we are proud Jews first, and we're always proud Jews first. But you know what? It's good to be a proud American second. It's good to be a proud and to see what this country has to offer, and to see at the end of the day how great this is. But its greatness is only because of the sacrifice that really the holy men and women of the American Defense Forces are willing to make as well. So on this Memorial Day, we salute our fallen. We express our tremendous hakaras hatov to their families. And Emir Hashem, we should be zocha that life here in this country should become easier, should become better for us, that the anti-Semitism that has reared its ugly head should Emir Hashem diminish. But ultimately, we hope to make our way home. We hope to make our way home to Yerushalayim. Have a new Year. Amen.